Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mahjong Talk. I'm your host Peter Vlog, and today I'm just going to show you how to get into Mahjong Soul and basically make an account, and therefore I will share a little bit of beginner strategies that I've used to teach people how to play Mahjong, both in real life and I guess on here as well. So yeah, let's get started. Okay guys, so when you get started trying to make a Mahjong Soul account, you just basically go into the main website. I left a link in the description down below, so if you wish to make an account, just click the link down below and follow the steps that I show you in this video. Alright, so first off, you're gonna go to the home page, which I'm already on, and obviously you basically have to click start game if you're on your laptop, but if you want to just play on your phone, you can basically, it's available on Android and the Apple Store. So yeah, if you just want to play it on your phone, you can do that as well. So I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I'm just basically doing this because obviously I have a Discord server, so I realized that if I don't teach people how to actually make an account on this thing, then we can't like basically play together. And I just want to get you guys to come together and then start playing games on Mahjong Soul if you're interested in playing Mahjong on Mahjong Soul, and also make everlasting friendships. That's the reason why I'm showing you guys this. So yeah, so basically, if you're playing through your laptop, you just basically click start game. Okay, so I'm going to take off this remember one because I'm going to try to make a new account because I have a lot of email addresses, Gmail. So first off, I'm going to click and basically, if you have Gmail, you basically just pick the Gmail you want to use, and then it'll just automatically log you into an account linked to that Gmail. So it will log you in. And so now you have to pick your username. So okay, so I guess Talk Mahjong is not taken. So so I had to rename it backwards. All right. So then you're greeted by Ichihime. Basically, she's the staple character in this game. So yeah, if it's your first time playing Mahjong, like it's just basically like a little bit of an intro. She basically shows you a tutorial on how to play. So basically, you have the character suits, and you have the circle suits, and the bamboo suits, and you have the honor tiles, which is the winds and the dragons. So the game by default gives you these numbers on the top just in case if you can't read Japanese. I played this game a lot, so I've gotten used to reading these characters without these numbers, and plus I think it looks cleaner without them. Even with the honor tiles, they show you like east, south, west, and north. Now I don't know why it goes in that order, but it does go in that order, and the same with the dragons. The dragons go in this order. Actually, the way they arrange the dragons is a little bit different because the character for the green dragon means beginning, I think it is. The symbol for the red dragon means middle, and obviously the white dragon is usually the last one. But I'll get to the reason why there's a certain order to it, and there's a reason why there's a certain order. So you get the tiles, and then basically it shows you how to win a hand. So the point of Mahjong, obviously, is to win a hand before all your opponents do. And, in the beginning, you're given a hand of about 13 tiles, and it takes 14 tiles to win, to make a full hand. So to make a hand is basically a complete mess when you're in the beginning. When you draw out your original 13 tiles, it's a complete mess, and you basically discard tiles in order to get ones that allow you to build a hand more efficiently. Every hand has to have a pair. So just keep that in mind. So there's many sequences in a hand. So there are triplets, which is 3 of the same tile, and there's also sequences, which is called chi. So triplets are called pong, and sequences are called chi. So, you know, sequences are like as you see 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7. And they're usually in 3 with these two types of patterns in the hand. And also to win, you basically have to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 sequences. Well, 4 patterns, hand patterns, whether it be triplets or sequences, and then plus a pair. So that's what makes a complete hand. However, in Japanese Mahjong, making a hand is a little bit more difficult than, say, playing Filipino or Chinese Mahjong. So I will get into that a little bit later. Okay, it's going over tenpai. So tenpai is basically a term that's used when you're just one tile away from winning. So you can either win from your opponent, or you can basically draw the tile out from the wall, aka the deck. Just want to make sure I don't gloss over any information that could be useful to you guys. Okay, so this is pretty good. So it basically goes through a little tutorial, like a little bit of a, I guess, a quiz. Well, just a question to ask you, which tile do you need to win? So, like, since I've played Mahjong before, I basically, well, actually, I want you guys to pause the video here for a minute and just think about what tile you need to actually win this. And then when you actually come up with an answer, unpause the video and then see if your pick was right. So it could be A, the 2 of circles, B, the 3 of bamboo, and C, east. So the question is, which tile does the hand need to win? For winning. So pause the video and just give a little bit of thought into it. Okay, I assume that you paused the video and you made a simple guess, whether it be A, B, or C. And the right answer is, it's A. Now, the reason why it's A is because we got a pair here, and we got a sequence here, like 4, 5, and 6. And then we also have a sequence here, which 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now, the thing of it is that this one is not complete. This sequence is not complete. So obviously we need 2 tiles, but they gave you only 1 of them. So you can either need 5 of circles, which obviously is 5, and 2 of circles, which is the correct choice that we just made right here. Okay, so go on to the next one. So I think it goes through a couple of them, so you can actually get used to seeing the patterns here. Okay, so again, I want you to pause the video and see if your pick was right on which tile you need to pick. Okay, I already assumed that you already paused the video and tried to make an actual guess. So let's take a look at what this hand is. Okay, so we have a sequence here, we have a sequence here, and a sequence here of circles. That's a pretty good hand. And we also have 1, 2, like 3 1s here and a 2 here. Now, this hand is pretty tricky because there's 2 ways for you to win, just like the last one, but we're only given 1 of those choices. So the simplest way is to, sometimes you have patterns that are mixed together, and sometimes you have to break them apart to actually see a different pattern. So what makes this tricky is that basically we have, these sequences are fine, they're obvious to see. But this one is not really easy. So we have 3 1s here, which can make a triplet. But we also have this 2 here. Now, there's 2 ways to win this. One is that basically we have to have this 2 as a pair, our pair. But there's also another way to win. And I think you guys can see it. Yeah. So basically, we have to split this triplet into a pair plus a sequence that's not complete. And since it's 1, 2, obviously we need 3. So you either need 2 of bamboo or 3 of bamboo. And we only are given 3 of bamboo, which is B. Yeah, so in Mahjong, you basically have to get used to seeing different patterns. And sometimes there's a pattern in your face that's actually 2 patterns hidden. So keep in mind that you have to open your mind to all possible patterns that could appear before you. So just a little suggestion. Okay, so this is very important. This is very important, especially for Japanese Mahjong. I don't know about Chinese or Vietnamese or Cantonese Mahjong, but I know in Japanese Mahjong you have to have something called a yaku. So a yaku is basically just a hand pattern. It's similar to poker, where you basically have a royal flush or a straight. It's a certain pattern that basically gives the hand its identity. So, but the thing of it is that yaku, there's a lot of yaku, and I don't expect you guys to memorize all the yaku right away. I will show you the yaku that you can remember firsthand, and then you guys can continue playing. And if you guys want me to make another video covering the yaku, I will be more than happy to do so. Just leave it in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. So according to this, it says if you achieve Tenpai but have no yaku, a no yaku notice will show up. So basically, it will tell you that there's no yaku, and I will go through some gameplay to basically show you guys how to play. Okay, okay, I just want to make sure I'm not glossing over everything, because I played. You guys have seen me play Mahjong Soul. If you're have you been on the channel for a while, and if you're new to the channel and you like the content, just consider hitting subscribe just to keep up. Okay, oh, they do teach you some simple yaku. Okay, so this makes my job a little bit easier. So simple yaku. So basically, if you have any triplets of the dragons, that's an automatic yaku. So you can mix it with sequences and triples. You can mix it with any number of patterns, and you don't have to worry about the pattern alignment. Also, there's also called the prevailing wind, or what my friends like to call the round. So usually every game starts with East round, and the East tile, the East triplets is usually an automatic hand. So if it's East round, then obviously East is going to a triple of East is basically going to earn you a hand no matter what. There's also your seat win. So your seat win, as you can see, this one is W, so it's West. So that means if this person is West and they have a triplet of West in their hand, then obviously they're going to get that as their yaku. So yaku can be like, you know, small sequences, like small triplets like this. So basically, you know, honor tiles, triplets of honor tile, specific honor tiles. So for example, if you're South but you have triplets of West in your hand, you can't make that a yaku, because obviously that's not your seat. And if you're playing a 4, I guess a South game, usually it starts with East and then it goes to South round. What determines a round is that everybody has become the dealer once. So as soon as everyone becomes the dealer, then it goes to South round. And you have to pay attention if you're playing games like that, because if it's South round, you have to make sure that the triplet of the round is not East, it's South. So just a thing to keep in mind. I usually play East games whenever I play Mahjong Soul for you guys, so I don't usually worry about that much. However, if I'm playing with my friends, we usually play from East and South. So just a little thing to keep in mind. Okay. Oh, and they also go over the yaku that I really want to explain here. Okay, so Tanyao, or as my friends and I like to call it, all simples. Tanyao is basically the Japanese name for it. So Tanyao is basically just all tiles that are not ones, nines, and honor tiles. So basically, as you see here, none of these tiles are in this hand. So as long as you have no ones of any of the suits and no honor tiles, you're basically okay to win with Tanyao. Okay. Oh, and we also have a Ricci hand. Now, Ricci hand, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful because with Ricci hand, you cannot open your hand. What do I mean by open your hand? What it means is that you cannot have tiles to the side. When you open your hand, your character will push the tiles to the side, and that means your hand is open. So for right here, we see that the player to my left, I got this tile from my left. If you're trying to do a Ricci hand, you cannot open your hand like this. So the reason why these tiles are tilted is because they're pointed to the direction of where the player I received it from. So if I got it from the person across from me, this tile would be sideways. If I got it from the person on the right of me, I would have put the tile on the right. So you cannot open your hand to get a Ricci hand. It's basically a closed hand. So Ricci is very special, and that's why Japanese Mahjong is sometimes called Ricci Mahjong. And when you declare reach, you basically get bonus points because it's basically you putting 1,000 points down to basically say, I will win. Okay. So it's going through another quiz, and basically, which of the following sequences is a yaku? Okay, so it shows you here. So the thing of it is that it's east round, and you're east. So what I'm guessing is that which yaku would be better for you? So obviously actually I want you guys to pause the video and actually take a guess. Is it A or B or C? So I'll give you guys a moment. Hopefully you guys have already figured it out. The answer is A. So the reason why it's A is because you're east, and also it's east round. Now, obviously, if you were south, this could also be the correct answer because it's east round. So, but you won't get double the points. So basically, the reason why east is the best for us is because it's our seat and it's the round. So when it's the round and it's our seat, it's like practically doubling our points. Well, not technically doubling, but it would increase our hand value from 1 rank to 2 ranks. So it's better for us. So also keep that in mind. Okay, so it's another quiz. So which tile should you discard if you want to achieve Tanyao, or all simples? I don't expect you guys to memorize the Japanese names, by the way. I try to because I sometimes watch Mahjong, professional Mahjong on YouTube at times. It's just a lot of fun to watch them play. And if you guys want me to leave any links to sources for Japanese Mahjong, I will definitely leave some links in the description down below or put them in the comments. Okay, so I want you guys to actually pause the video and basically take a guess on which one of these would be a good Tanyao hand. So I will reread the question. It's which tile should you discard if you want to achieve Tanyao? So basically, we already have all the tiles we need right here. Now, the thing you have to figure out is which one of these tiles you have to get rid of to get Tanyao or all simple. So I'll let you pause the video and see if you can guess the answer. So hopefully you guys have already guessed the answer. So Tanyao is all simple, so that means we can't have any 1s or 9s or honor tiles in our hand. So as I can see, we don't have any honor tiles and we don't have any 9s, but we have this one here. So I think you guys already know the answer. It's A. We have to get rid of the 1 of bamboo, but luckily we have a 4 of bamboo. Also to keep in mind, there's something called furiten, which basically means that if you discard any of the tiles that you need in the beginning, that you need to complete your hand, once you have a hand set up, you have to be careful what tiles you discard in the beginning, because if you've discarded a tile that you actually needed to win and you discarded it at the beginning of the game, your hand is obviously locked and you won't be able to win tiles off anybody. And they probably will go over Footy 10 in this tutorial, but I will just basically tell you the details about that. Okay, so it's going through the game's process. So basically everyone draws a tile, everyone discards a tile. That's basically the way the game works. The process right here. There's more on the process. So basically east would always go first. And then it would go to south, west, and north. North is always the last one. Of course, you also have to pay attention to your discards. And calling tiles. Now, calling tiles, you have to make, it's your own decision to call tiles. Now, I know when players first play Mahjong Soul, they get so tempted when they see the buttons here. And typically they tend to click it because they think that they're going to end up winning because that button is there. You have to choose, you have to make decisions. You actually have to choose at your own judgment. Make your own judgments on it, because sometimes the button can show up, but it wouldn't be good for your hand if you opened. Because sometimes it's good to open your hand, and sometimes it's not good to open your hand. So it's practically your decision whether you click any of the whether it be Chi, Pong, or Kan, which they haven't gone over yet, but I will go over that. So basically, Chi is basically a sequence. So we have a 7 here, and it's 6 and 8. So if you really wanted to get that tile to make a Chi or a sequence, you can. And also there's the Pong. So basically, we have a 9 here and 2 9s in our hand. So if we want to take that 9, we could take it if we want to. It's your decision. Don't let the buttons basically give you notification-itis, as my friend Ronster would say. Do not get notification-itis. I fall into that trap sometimes too. So we're all human. So okay, Kan. So Kan is a very special pattern in the hand. So Kan is basically 4 of a kind. So we have 6s here, and we just drew the last 6 of characters right here. So you can declare Kan if you want to. But I also recommend that you make the decision whether you want to or whether you don't want to. Because let's say you have 3 6s and then you drew another one. But let's say you also had a 7 of characters and 8 of characters. You can basically declare Kan and basically put those 4 6s to the side. However, you also have a sequence of 7 and 8. Of characters, and obviously if you have 3 6s, that makes a triple, and then you have 6 7 8, which also gives you another pattern, which is gives you a sequence. So basically the point of Mahjong is basically to complete your hand faster. So it's a little technical, but like I said, it's your decision, and you have to learn how to see the patterns. When you see the patterns and the more you play, then you begin to see, oh, I don't need to declare Kan for that. You know, it's mainly your decision. So Kan is a little bit special. Which of the following? Okay, so it's another quiz. So which of the following hands can Chi the 6 of bamboo from the last player? So I'll let you guys pause the video for a minute and make your guess. Which Chi or sequence does the 6 of bamboo from the last player? So hopefully you guys have already paused the video and made your guess. The right answer is A. Because you cannot mix suits together. You cannot mix suits together. So obviously, it also doesn't look pretty either. I mean, like the bamboo right here, it would look like a mess. So let me see. I want to get back to Kan for a minute, guys. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Now, one little note, I don't know if they go over it later in the presentation, but I will go over it anyway. So you see this 4 of circles here in this corner. This is the dead wall. So the reason why Con is so special is because since you have 4 tiles, you'll be missing a tile. So whenever you declare Con, you will draw a tile from the dead wall, and then another door indicator will come up. Now, the reason why this 4 is up, I want you guys to keep this in mind, is that this 4 means that the next tile after it is going to be a very special tile that gives you more points. So the special tile is not 4 of circles, it's actually 5 of circles. So if a tile comes up, let's say 3 of circles, then obviously 4 of circles will give you more points if you have it in your hand. So that's why these tiles are face up on the dead wall. They probably will go over it, but I feel like I should go over it anyway, just in case if they did not. We already did the quiz here. I'll just do it again. Okay, so that's A. So then we'll go to the next one. Okay, so another quiz. Which of the following hands can pong the west wind from another player? So I'll let you guys pause the video for a second, and I'm pretty sure you guys can figure it out, and I'll give you some time to think about it. Alright, so I'm guessing you guys already paused the video and you probably already guessed it's C. Because obviously west doesn't mix well with just a east and south and a white dragon and a green dragon. Okay, so yeah, went over the tutorial. Okay, so alright. Okay. Alright, so that's basically the basic tutorial that they usually take you through. The more games you play, the more you begin to gain more hands. So basically, they just taught you 2 yakus, or hand patterns. I will say yaku if I make another video like this. So basically they taught you, well actually they taught you 4 yakus. Dragons, a triple of dragons, a triple of the round win, a triple of your seat win, and Tanya, which is all simple. Okay, and I think 4 is a good beginning to use to get you guys primed. And the more you play, the more hands you learn. However, if you feel more ambitious and actually want to learn more hands, I'm going to go through all the resources that you can use on Mahjong Soul to access that. Okay, so we have your events here. So basically what you need to play Mahjong Soul is Copper. So you can go for rank matches, tournaments, and friendly matches. My friends and I usually use friendly matches. So before I actually get into the gameplay, I really want to show you how you can add your friends. So adding your friends, you basically need this ID number right here. This ID number is very important. So if your friends make an account, they have to give you this ID number, and then you basically search for it here. You put it in the search bar. The reason why they use ID numbers is because I think people sometimes have weird usernames, and like, even though I guess people don't use the same username, I guess it's just easier for them to find your account that way. So if you really want to add your friends, just remember just to click friends and then see that your user ID is up here. And if your friend, tell your friend to give you their ID number, and then basically search for them here. That's basically what it is. Also, by default, you're given Ichihime as your default character. So if you want to change your character, you go to Dorm. And we also are given Miki Nikaido. Now, by default, the game will give you these 2 characters. Now, there are other characters. You basically go to summon, but unfortunately you have to buy. You have to actually purchase a chance to get these characters. And when I say chance, I mean chance. You can't just buy the characters, because we are given specific amount of jade. Now, I don't have any jade in here. And you can overview. And if you want these cool characters, what the game makes you do is that you basically have to buy Jade, and then you use the Jade to buy these chances. So basically, chances to get characters, decorations, and gifts. A chance to get characters and gifts. So usually when it's summoned once, you basically get one item, whether it be a character, decoration, or a gift. But if you do the 10 summon, you basically get 10 items, whether it be characters, decoration, or gifts. So if you really want these different cool characters, it's like basically opening a booster pack for trading cards. You basically have to buy the Jade to basically get those characters. And of course, the Bamboo Path, the Sakura Path and the Bamboo Path have different characters. So yeah, you can see. But they all contain every character in here. But I think there's like a little bit of a difference. So I think the Bamboo Path gives you more chance to earn the guy characters, while the Sakura Path gives you a chance to earn the female characters much easier. I'm not sure about that, but that's why I usually buy from the Bamboo Path, because I like the male characters. I think they look cool. And of course, you guys have seen my other account, I've had other characters, and because I've actually paid for those characters, I paid to buy the chances to get those characters. So I've actually bought from Mahjong Soul before, and from my experience, it's been pretty safe. I didn't have to worry about, you know, my information getting stolen or anything, but it's up to you. It's up to you. If you don't feel safe doing it, don't do it. So if you guys feel more ambitious to learn more hands, okay, so basically we have the settings here. So the settings here, like basically, you know, you have the background music, you have the sound effects, the Ricci background music, the voices, because when you have, the characters have their own specific voices, and if you want to hear your character say Pong or Chi or Ricci or something like that, you can set it up and turn it on. Okay, so you have different languages. You can set it to Chinese. I believe that's Mandarin or English. So I think this game was created from someone in Taiwan. Oops. Almost lost my connection there for a second. It's freaked me out. I don't want to lose my connection while I'm recording with you guys. Okay, so you can basically mess with the controls. So I don't know if this is how it is by default, but for the tile set, if you guys are not used to reading Japanese characters, I would recommend choosing this as default for your tiles, because obviously the character suit is going to have Japanese characters, and if you can't read Japanese, it will be hard for you to discern which characters are which. So just something to keep in mind. Just make sure you go into your settings and make sure that this is on. Okay, we have the voices, and I think that's just all the characters' voices, yeah. So others. Okay, so if you guys want to memorize a little bit more Yaku to give you more of a higher chance of winning in the game, you basically click others and basically click view Yaku. Okay, so we've gone over, oh yeah. So basically you learn 5 ways to win. You learn triple of dragons, triple of seat win, triple of round win, Tanyao, and Ricci. So Ricci is just simple. Basically, you just keep your hand closed, and basically when you're in Tenpai or just waiting on one tile, there will be a button that says reach. And then when you click reach, it will automatically declare reach for you. And you basically wait on your winning tile. That's basically what it is. But you have to keep your hand closed. You cannot leave it. You cannot open. Menzenshin. So I think, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, they explain what Menzenshin is. So Menzenshin means closed. So basically, they show you which hands have to be closed. So all simple, you guys know that. So if you guys feel more ambitious, you can basically look at this list and try to see if you can probably learn these hands. If you can memorize these hands, I give all power to you. But at the same time, I think the best way to learn these hands is just by playing. Because you see more people winning with different hands, and you're like, oh, that's a cool hand. I wonder what that hand is. You know, and then you could basically go back into this thesaurus of... is it a thesaurus? I don't know. I guess you can look at it as a guidebook. A guidebook to the hands of Japanese Mahjong. I've never seen... Oh, here we go. So basically, it will show you the characters. And as you can see, if you don't have the numbers, it will be really hard for you guys to read the characters if you're not used to reading Japanese. But if you just want to turn them off and actually try to make sure that you remember, go for that. Because I think the hardest tiles is not these. It's probably these. Because the winds, if you don't know how to read Japanese or at least Chinese characters, it could probably be pretty confusing to read them. Okay. So there's also Han here. So Han basically is just the rank of the hands. So basically we have hands that are 1 rank. So basically 1 rank hands, they get you like at least 1,000 to 1,500 points each. I believe it could change depending upon what's in your hand. 2 Han, you know, they get you more points. So the more ranks you go up, the more points you get. But I'm not going to go into detail about that. Yakuman hands are obviously the highest hands. And then they also add a little category, which I didn't know about, is double Yakuman, which is very rare. These are very rare hands to get. So don't try to get the best hands. You have to be very lucky to get these hands. So I recommend don't try to memorize the Yaku hands right away. Draws. I guess these are tiles that you could win off drawing, I believe. I don't know exactly. I've never really gotten into this category. Oh, it's basically showing you what rules would constitute as a draw. Okay. And you will encounter these. You don't have to memorize them. The only hands I want you guys to memorize are Richi, All Simple, Dragons, which is like a triple of one of the dragons, Prevailing Wind, which is the round, and Seat Wind. Those are the only ones that you guys should just memorize. And yeah, I think like the more you play, the more you will gain an experience to actually know the different hands. And also remember, some hands are closed, so also keep that in mind. So if you play a hand and suddenly you open and you thought you were going to win with that hand, turns out that hand was closed, so you couldn't win off it. So, you know, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let's see, is there anything else here? Hands and sequences, Yakus, beginner class, Richi, Furiten. Here we go. So this is what I'm talking about. So Furiten is basically saying that you discarded a tile that you needed to win. Now, what frustrates players in playing Japanese Mahjong is Furiten. Now, Furiten is basically, let's say you, in this example, the one of, you didn't think you needed the one of bamboo, but then it turns out, in order for you to declare reach or to win, you needed the 4 or the 1 of bamboo. Now, this is a very complicated scenario because, let's see, you have 1, 2, let's see, you have, I'm guessing this is a 3 of 2s, like a triple of 2s, and this is a sequence of 6, 7, 8, and 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and now you have a pair of 4s and a sequence that's incomplete. But last round, last couple of discards, you discarded the 1. Now, even though you didn't need it, that 1, the game will still register as if you still needed it, even though you're going for an all simple hand here, which I'm guessing this player is. So it's really hard to discern when you're going to be in Furiten. I've been in Furiten a couple times, so I've tried my best to actually know what I'm discarding. I don't think you guys should focus on worrying about that right now. It's just something to keep in mind, because there could be times where you're in Furiten and you're like, why can't I win? You can still win in Furiten. You just have to make sure you have a Yaku and that you draw your winning tile. Yeah, there's different Furitens. There's different types of Furiten. Sometimes people declare reach and they realize they're in Furiten, and I know me and my friends have done that a couple of times. It's sometimes a bummer when it happens, but sometimes you have to make it go through. You have to go through with something like that because it teaches you something. So temporary Furiten. Temporary Furiten is basically when your opponent discards a tile that you needed, but you didn't clear Ron at that time. Now, temporary Furiten is not as bad because it doesn't last for the entire game. It lasts for 1 round. So basically, this player discarded a 8. So let's say this player doesn't declare Ron. So that means that since he didn't declare Ron, he has to wait until it's his turn again in order to get out of Furitan. Now, this is something to be cautious about because let's say you just want to win off a certain player, but the problem is that let's say this player discarded an 8 and the player across from him needs to win on an 8. I mean, this other player discards another 8, and they were the last 2 8s because this player already has 2 8s already here. So that means there's 2 8s left because there's 4 of each tile. So that means you basically skip this win for nothing. So just be careful. Just be careful. That's why you always have to pay attention when you're playing Mahjong. So you can't be like, you know, answering a text message or whatever. You actually have to be focused on playing. Yakuhai, yeah, that's basically just the hand pattern. So okay. So basically, if you've done the tutorial and you missed out, just remember, click on the gear for your settings, then you click View Yaku, and then you can click the tutorial again, and then you can review. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna go into the gameplay because I felt like I've introduced you guys to enough information. So I hope you guys got a lot of info that you needed, and I hope you guys can make a Mahjong Soul account because I made a Discord server. So the Discord server will be down in the description down below. So that way you can join the server, and then hopefully we can play Mahjong one day. And then maybe you'll be in the video, one of my videos one day. And also the thing of it is that I want you guys to like meet up with each other, play some games, maybe chat on the Discord and make a video chat amongst yourselves, and then basically just talk about things like whether it be life, anime, or something you guys are passionate about. Because Mahjong is a very good game, and it's a good game to actually talk about stuff. Like, you know, whether it be your daily troubles, like stress that's pulling you throughout the day. Because me and my friends do that all the time. We basically shoot the breeze, and we basically just talk about anything. And it's a good relaxing game to have a nice chat around the Mahjong table, as it were. So let me just go back to my main screen here so I can... Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm before you guys. So if you're new to the channel, considering hitting a like, a subscribe, and leave a comment down below on how I can better improve this channel. Or leave a comment down below if you really want me to make another video discussing the hands in more detail. And also, if you guys want me to explain more about Mahjong Soul's like layout, I'll be more than happy to make another video about Mahjong Soul's layout, because it can get a little bit confusing, especially if when you actually buy stuff, like you know, certain items do certain things. So if you guys want me to discuss how the items work or how the purchasing works, I'll be more than happy to do so. So yeah, so positive vibes to you all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.